Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into a report that's like a surprise party where the cake is made of numbers. Let's see if it's a sweet celebration or a financial faceplant. This report is from Synergy CHC Corp and it's about some big changes they just voted on at their yearly meeting in June. They're talking about adding more stock options, which is like giving employees more chances to own a piece of the company, but it can also dilute existing stock for other investors. And creating a new type of preferred stock, which is like giving some shareholders special privileges. Before we jump in, I would like to mention that if you like unpacking corporate reports to find the stories hiding inside, then hit subscribe. We also have a Discord group linked in the description below to keep the conversation going, so check it out. So Synergy CH Corp held a meeting with all owners on June 18th to vote on various change proposals. One of the big items here is about stock. The company wanted to increase the amount of available stock under their plan, something they called the 2024 Equity Incentive Plan. It's like they're adding more slices to the pie for employees or executives, which are also known as insiders, so that they can have some ownership. The number they landed on was 2005, and allowing more slices to the pie for employees or executives, which are also known as insiders, so that they can have some ownership. The number they landed on was 2005 and reward employees as contributions. If you make a great year, they shower you in company shares. However, at the same time, it's important to keep an eye on this because if they add more shares, each existing share might be worth a little bit less. It's like if you cut a cake into more slices, each slice gets smaller. The other big change here is about creating a new type of stock, something called preferred stock. It's like creating a VIP section in the stock market. The owners voted to allow the company to issue up to 1,000 shares of what's called preferred stock. Preferred stockholders usually get certain benefits like dividends or preference if things go south and the company needs to pay off debt. It's like having a golden ticket in the world of investing. One strategy the business may want to execute is to use the sale of preferred stock as a means to have more capital for the company itself. At that annual meeting in June, the company asked the owners to vote about several proposals, and the owners basically voted by the results we see here. First, they picked the leaders of the company, the 5 board of directors. Then they checked the auditors, RBSML, the people who checked the company's financials. Then they approved adding more common stock to the employee plan and creating preferred stock, as we already discussed. Now, get ready for the numbers. The company had about 8,152,172, so available at the time with the right to vote at the annual meeting. At the annual meeting, about 84% of the shares were voted. When you see a high turnout of votes, it means there is high engagement and all owners' opinions are represented. Now, digging more into what the owners decided, the company's stockholders elected the following directors to serve: Alfred Baumler, Nikin Kaushal, Jack Ross, Paul Sorrell, and Scott Woodburn. This is basically a vote for these people to lead the company until the next meeting. The owners also ratified the appointment of RBSM for their accounting firm for the next year. 7,359,136 votes against. The point here is to confirm and approve who the company is using to analyze the numbers of the company as a health check. It's an important part of keeping watch. The numbers show us that over 6 million folks were for it, about 27,000 were against it, and 40 folks abstained. Overall, it passed, so the 2024 plan will increase the amount of shares available. The numbers were again overwhelmingly in favour to add 1,000 shares of preferred stock, 6,174,448 votes for 30,009, now 42 against. And now let's put this all together to see what's happening with Synergy CHC Corp. First, the company's owners are on board with the company's directions and leadership, as we can see from the election of directors and confirming their pick of accounting firm. The high amount of 4 votes says that everything is aligned and the team and investors agree on the track for the company. Next, the increase in common stock suggests they want to ensure the team feels that their labour is worth it by giving shares. At the same time, they can provide less cash payment to manage money carefully so the company can keep the money it has or reinvest into growth projects. The final change of voting to allow more preferred stock. This likely means a way for the company to find new ways of getting on financial banking on new projects that will also incentivize the holder of the preferred stock with dividends. However, something that is worth noting, however, is the amount of shares that are withheld. You can see in the election of directors, there are a high amount, over 1 million. This could mean that although the directors are likely to be good for the company, there are many folks who hesitate and are in disagreement. Another potential reading to interpret is the high proportion of shares in broker non-votes. Overall, it could suggest something is not smooth within the shareholder distributions of the business and that the company shares are not held by as many small individual investors. Overall, Synergy CHC Corp seems aligned and ready to take on a new chapter for the business with its people and their work backed financially. But this is just one report and many more stories remain. Alright, that's our view of Synergy CHC Corp's latest report. Would you buy it as preferred stock, and what do you think is missing? Join the conversation below with a comment and let us know what you think. If this breakdown was valuable to you, hit that like button. Finally, if you want more, make sure you're subscribed and check out our Discord for even more insights. Thanks for watching and see you next time.